We are still on 3.4 using the quadratic formula. This will be video number 5. We are modeling with mathematics. So our problem is a baseball player hits a foul ball straight up in the air from a height of 4 feet off of the ground with the initial velocity of 85 feet per second. The quadratic function that represents the height h of the ball t seconds after it's hit the bat is h of t equals negative 16t squared plus 85t plus 4. When is the ball to 110 feet off the ground? And explain your reasoning. And the catcher catches a ball 6 feet from the ground. How long is the ball in the air? So let's start this off by drawing a picture of what we're talking about. So if we have the ground and we have this player, he's batting over here. And he hits the ball. And it goes in an arc, okay? Obviously, this is not to scale, but he hits the ball 4 feet off the ground. We want to know when the height is 110 feet. So I want to know when that arc crosses that line. So we start by solving for A. When is the ball 110 feet off the ground? So we have our equation, h of t equals negative 16t squared plus 85t plus 4. And I'm going to substitute 110 in for the height. So 110 equals negative 16t squared plus 85t plus 4. And then we need to solve for t. So let's move that 110 to the other side by subtracting it to both sides. And we end up with 0 equals negative 16t squared plus 85t minus 106. So let's list out our A, B, and C. A is negative 16, B is 85, C is negative 106. And we're going to plug that into our quadratic formula. So negative 85 plus or minus the square root of 85 squared minus 4 times negative 16 times negative 106 all over 2 times negative 16. Let's simplify that a little bit. We end up with negative 85 plus or minus square root of something over negative 32. Everything under our square root needs to be plugged into our calculator, and we get 441. So I can take the square root of 441, and I get 21. So I have negative 85 plus 21 over negative 32, and I'll end up with a negative 85 minus 21 over negative 32. So it gave me two equations. So if I do the addition one, negative 85 plus 21 over negative 32 is 2. And negative 85 minus 21 over negative 32 is 3.3. So at 2 seconds and 3.3 seconds, the ball is at 110 feet off the ground. Okay, the second part of the question says the catcher catches the ball 6 feet off of the ground. This is marking where that height was when it's 110 feet. Now the catcher catches the ball. Again, this is not to scale. And he's 6 feet off the ground. Well, his glove is 6 feet off the ground when he catches it. So now let's solve this problem. We want to know how long the ball is in the air. So we have our initial equation, negative 16t squared plus 85t plus 4, and that's our equals our height. But our height is 6. So 6 equals negative 16t squared plus 85t plus 4. We need to get it equal to 0, so we're going to move the 6 to the left side by subtracting it to both sides. And we get 0 equals negative 16t squared plus 85t minus 2. So A is negative 16, B is 85, and C is negative 2. Plug those into our quadratic formula. We end up with a negative 85 plus the square root of 85 squared minus 4 times negative 16 times negative 2 all over 2 times negative 16. Now we need to simplify this. So we get negative 85 plus or minus the square root of something all over negative 32. Plug in everything under your square root into your calculator and you get 7,097. Now we can't just take the square root of that and get a nice pretty number. So we're going to just leave it alone. So I'm going to have the plus and minus of this problem. So negative 85 plus square root of 7,097 all over negative 32. Just type that in your calculator. Make sure the numerator stays on the numerator and divide all of the numerator by negative 32. And we get 0.02 seconds. Now that's immediately after the ball is hit. The catcher did not catch it right off the bat. So I know that doesn't make sense as an answer. So that's not going to be our solution. Then I'm going to try the minus. So negative 85 minus square root of 7,097 divided by negative 32. And I get 5.3 seconds. That is when it comes down after going all the way up and comes back down. So that's when the catcher catches it. All right, so now go to your practice and do number 60.